In the world of ancient animals, dinosaurs are often seen as the scariest and most dangerous animals that have ever lived. But what if I told you there were even scarier animals than dinosaurs? You did hear that correctly. In this video, we'll talk about 3 animals that lived before dinosaurs and were scarier than dinosaurs. From huge sea creatures to huge land predators. These animals will show you just how scary life in the past could have been. But let me ask you a question before we talk about these creatures. Do you think the dinosaurs were the biggest and strongest animals that have ever lived on Earth? If you said yes, get ready to have your mind blown as we explore the fascinating world of ancient animals. The Megalodon, a huge shark that lived about 2.6 million years ago, is our first candidate for the title of scariest ancient animal. It is thought that the Megalodon was one of the biggest predators that ever lived. Some estimates say it could have grown up to 60 feet long. That's almost 3 times as big as a great white shark. Megalodons were fierce predators that ruled the oceans for more than 20 million years. Their sharp teeth were as big as a person's hand, and they could bite with up to 18 tons of force, which is more than twice as much as a Tyrannosaurus rex. Whales, dolphins, and even other sharks were big enough for these sharks to eat. In the oceans of the past, they were a real force to be reckoned with. Megalodons are no longer alive, but their legacy lives on in popular culture. Movies like Jaws and The Meg have used the fear that people have of big sharks to make money. But these movies don't do a good job of showing how scary the Megalodon must have been. The Arthroplura was a giant millipede that lived on land around 300 million years ago. The Arthroplura was a huge arthropod that could grow to be up to 8.5 feet long and 1.5 feet wide. This made it one of the biggest land invertebrates that have ever lived. The Arthroplura was already scary because of its size, but the fact that it ate meat made it even scarier. You heard that correctly. Not only was this giant millipede huge, but it also ate people. It had sharp teeth that allowed it to easily cut through its prey. Even though it mostly ate small insects and animals, the Arthroplura was a big and strong animal that could have taken down much bigger prey. In modern times, we don't have to worry about running into an Arthroplura. Even so, it's still interesting to think about how different life was in the past from what we know now. Last but not least, the Titanoboa, a huge snake that lived about 60 million years ago, is our last candidate for the scariest animal from the past. The Titanoboa was a type of snake called a constrictor. It could grow up to 42 feet long and weigh up to 2,500 pounds. To put that in perspective, a green anaconda, which is the largest snake species alive today, only weighs about 550 pounds on average. Because it was so big and strong, the Titanoboa could catch even the biggest animals, like crocodiles and giant turtles. It's hard to imagine running into a snake that could eat you whole, but the Titanoboa could do just that. Even more interesting about the Titanoboa is that it lived when the climate on Earth was much warmer than it is now. In fact, it's thought that the Titanoboa did best in a rainforest, where there would have been a lot of food for it to eat. Even though its size and strength are terrifying, the Titanoboa is an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to learning about life in the past. Scientists know how animals adapted to warmer climates in the past and how they might adapt to warmer climates in the future because of this discovery. So that's the end of it. There were 3 animals that lived before dinosaurs that were scarier, from huge sea creatures to huge land predators. These animals really did look like something out of a nightmare. Even though we may never see these creatures again, they are a fascinating reminder of how different life was in the past than it is now. Let us know which of these ancient creatures you think is the scariest in the comments section below.